Welcome back, fashion lovers. Today we are making a pleated back vent on a straight or pencil skirt, but I'm working with a pencil gown here for this tutorial. So the allowance stopped halfway because I stopped it exactly where I want the slit to start. So that's why it's looking like this. Now this is the fabric I'm working with to create the pleat. I'm going ahead to sew the hem so that it can be neat as the skirt itself. How big your fabric is going to determine how much pleat you're going to have. And this is about 32 inches wide. This is how big the fabric is. It's about 32 inches in width. So this is the length of the slit I'm working with. It's about 19 inches long. So this is determined by how your client wants their slit, either short or long as this one, or even longer. Now the first thing I'm going to do is run a loose stitch to close this up. Yep, because we're going to lose it up later on. And I've gone ahead to do that. I've closed this with a loose stitch. So this is what it's looking like right now. Next, I'm going to find the midpoint of the fabric and also the slit, and this is the midpoint. I'm gonna ahead to mark it, and also on the fabric. So I'm going to place it midpoint to midpoint, and yeah, you want to make sure it's midpoint to midpoint, and also the fabric is not longer than the skirt itself. It should be the same length at the hem. So I'll just go ahead and pin this down. Next, I'm going to pick this side of the fabric, that is the right side of the fabric, not the wrong side. Make sure that the right side is facing the right side as you're placing it. The right side should face down. So I'm going to pick this end of the side and placing it like this on the allowance we have upward. Make sure it does not exceed the allowance. It shouldn't be longer than it. And I'll quickly run a stitch on this line I'm trying to create with the chalk. Just a straight stitch on this part, and I'll do same for the other side also.
Feels so right. Love with you, love with you. Feels so true, feels so new. Love with you, love with you.
And I've gone ahead to stitch this down. This is what it's looking like right now. I did same for the other side, so you can see how it's looking. Now I'm just going to begin pleating. I'm going to start creating the pleat. I'm going to use knife pleats for this. So you just watch as I'm demonstrating it with my hands. So this, I'm going to pick the first pleat like this, making sure that it's exactly where I stitched. It shouldn't exceed it. And once I have my pleats, I'm going to press it down. I'm going to iron it flat. Now I'm just going to fold over this remaining fabric to the other side and create exactly the same pleats on this other side. I'm doing exactly the same thing. So I'm just like doing on both sides at the same time. You create one here, create one on the other side. So that's basically what I'm doing. Creating knife pleats on it, making sure it doesn't exceed the part I sewed down. So that's what I'm doing, and I'll continue doing this until I exhaust the fabric. So as I said, I'm just going to keep repeating everything. Now I have exhausted the fabric and I have this pleat on each side, on both sides. So this is what's given right now. Now you want to make sure that you really press this down very well. That's what it's going to help you with the pleats to stay in place. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run a stitch on this line that I just marked at the middle. So I'll just run a very strong stitch at this part. Now I have gone ahead to do that, and this is what it's looking like. Next, I'm going to loosen this up. Remember, I said we're going to lose that stitch we closed up earlier, that we used loose stitch to close it up. So we're going to just lose it open now. I'm ripping it open. Make sure as you're ripping it open, you stop exactly where you started the pleat, so that you don't lose part of the one you have on the original sewing. Now I've finished ripping it open, and this is what it's given. This is what it looks like right now. Now you see those nice pleats. It even looks better when you're working with it. So yeah, we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you have not subscribed, please, this is the only way you can support me. Subscribe, like, comment your thoughts in the comment section, and if you're generous enough, you can also share. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.